Welcome to another week of A Friendly Nudge. So this week is going to look somewhat familiar to a soup that I've made in the past, but I'm not doing this with Instapot, and it's a little bit different. And this kind of represents my philosophy with cooking. So I've got a lot of fresh ingredients. I've got, that's like 3 batches of collards there. I've got some celery, some carrots, some purple potatoes. That's an onion. It's about a thumb-sized piece of garlic, some smoked black pepper, paprika, chicken stock, coconut milk, and almond butter. And I'm going to cook this in a regular pot. Oh, and some kind of, I guess it's sort of like dry sausage. And all of this stuff together just makes for an incredible meal. It really doesn't take that long. It really is kind of a low hassle, delicious meal, and it makes a ton of food. So, what we're going to do, I'm going to get everything chopped up. That's kind of what it looks like chopped. That's probably almost 4 pounds of chicken thighs. And, you could make a little more, you could make it less. But yeah, I just put a little bit of olive oil into a fairly hot pot, and then I'm going to add the chicken thighs. And, if you followed me for any time at all, I'm not going to try to get all of the chicken thighs brown. I want to get a little bit of color on them. But, this thing from a time efficiency standpoint, it's like I'm going to throw some, a couple of pinches of good salt in. And then I'm going to start adding ingredients because, this is all going to boil for a while. And then, the flavors just really come together. That almond butter is kind of the secret ingredient in this because it gives it this real rich, savory kind of flavor. That's the onion. And I don't dice it. I just kind of cut it up and then just let it kind of break up. Those are these purple, kind of fingerling potatoes. And then those are some carrots. And then some celery. I think that was 4 or 5 stalks of celery. And then, there's a little bit of sausage. I just like the kind of depth of flavor that it adds. That's that ginger that was peeled and chopped. And, you just play with the ingredients. Now, what I'm doing with this is a sweet smoked paprika. I'm just going to dust the whole top of it. So, once again, I'm not going to measure it. I'm just going to kind of do the eyeball test. And it's like, okay, that's a huge pot of food. And then that is some smoked black pepper that I have. And then I'm going to put a whole quart of chicken stock in. And, because that's going to, give it the liquid that it's going to need. And then I'm going to bring that up to a kind of a vigorous boil because, all of this stuff is going to have to cook up. So, now, that's been going for probably about 10, 15 minutes. And then I'm going to start adding the collards. And there was a mountain of collards. So it's like, those really cooked down. And at first I was like, man, you went too heavy with the collards. But actually in the finished product, we were glad that they were all in there. So this makes it a real hearty, healthy dish. I'm sure people will take exception to me putting sausage in it and calling it healthy. But, the sausage that I use is one that they don't use any nitrates in it. All right, so that is a full can of full-fat coconut milk. And this is probably, I bet this is close to 1/4 cup of almond butter. I just put everything that was in the bottom of the almond butter jar. And then, what I want to do is make sure that the chicken is cooked all the way through, and it is. And, before I finish, I want to make sure, okay, is the broth correctly salted? Is there the right balance? And this stuff was absolutely delicious. Have a wonderful week and play with your food.